Well, your threshing should reach onto the vintage and the vintage onto the sowing time. Welcome to another episode of Vintage to Sowing Time. I am Petron. All right, I just got home from a long day of business in town, and as I was going through my beds, I realized that I had some damages, and so I decided to get my camera out because it seems as if I have to harvest some stuff this evening that I had no plans on harvesting. And while I'm doing that, I want to encourage those of you who have had or are having damages in your garden from critters and rodents and whatever pest, to not be discouraged, because it is easy to become discouraged after you've sown your seed and your plants have sprouted and matured and you have fruits, and we have pests that come in. So unless you become discouraged and decide that you're going to give up on harvesting, I want to let you know that you are not alone. Having to deal with pests and having to deal with rodents and things that will come in and damage your fruits. So I looked into my cucumber vines a short while ago, and I saw this, which was still hanging on the vine. I harvested it just about a minute or so ago, and I was, like, needless to say, very discouraged because this is the Armenian cucumber, and it is the first one that got to the place where it could have been harvested, or maybe could stay maybe another day or two. I had plans of harvesting it tomorrow, but something went ahead overnight and had its way with it. So I'm forced to harvest this and forced to harvest others that are on the vine, because I believe that whatever had its way with that last night is coming back tonight to look for more. So I also went ahead and harvested these other two cucumbers. You will notice that we have passion fruit here also eaten up, So I'm going to go through and harvest the rest of the cucumbers that's on this tree, and take you to the pepper bed where I noticed also some damages were. And the whole idea is also, as I said, is to encourage you to not be discouraged and think that you are alone and that everyone else is having an easy time in their garden, and because you feel you're not having an easy time, that you give up on your garden at this time. You've come too far to be discouraged. All right, so let's go ahead and harvest. I see another one here that I can go with, so I'm gonna go with this. This one, I'm gonna take the chance and leave this one right there, but I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna take this off the vine right now. All right, so at least we have 3 good cucumbers that we can look forward to tonight and over the next few days for our salads. I think I'm going to give this to my little goat so that he can enjoy. Yesterday I had to harvest a ton of the passion fruit, because of the same reason. I went through and took off as much as I could have taken off. Right now, all that are there, I'm going to take the chance and leave them. I believe I might be able to go with this one. I'm going to go with this one. Let's go. And we have few more that should be ready in another day or two, and I will be looking at this tree every day to take off what could be taken off so that I beat the critters, because it seems as if they are able to tell that the tree, that the fruits are ripened before before the humans. So it's a race against time. in order to, to get something after you've planted. All right, so we're going to move to the pepper patch right now, and you see the small damage that is being done there also. All right, so we are at this pepper patch, and I looked in and I noticed that we have broken limbs. Oh my goodness. If nothing is discouraging, this is discouraging. The entire, how to put this? It's not a trunk, whatever, part of this pepper tree is completely broken off. I looked and I looked to figure out where did this come from. And then I finally saw right here, the limb broken off from right there. So again, if you are experiencing damages in your garden and you feel discouraged and you want to give up, don't. You're not alone. It would seem as if there is a cat that is normally in this bed at night. And at one point I was rejoicing because I was saying if the cat is here, then the rats cannot be here to eat down my tomatoes, because the tomato beds are right next to this. So it seemed as if the cat is here, then the tomatoes are being watched and being protected. It's like the security guard is on location, but it's doing its own damages. It seems as if it comes into this bed and it digs, because at one point I was burying my stuff in this place, in this area. Scrap from the garden were being buried here. So I thought that, this would be, a good place to do it, but it seems not to be ideal for that. At least the depth of it is not ideal. Right on the side there, we have our eggplants coming up, and they're doing well. I noticed a few holes in these leaves, so I'll be keeping my eye on that. All right, continuing with damages to my plants. I come around and I also notice what is going on here, and that's the hornworm damage. Hornworms have been on my plants overnight, and not just this one, but I can notice that is over here also. But I am ready for the hornworm wherever it is, because guess what? I got me a black light, a black flashlight yesterday, and I wanted to come out here, but it was late when I realized I did not have the batteries, because I could have caught that last night if I had the batteries, but I had none last night, and it was a bit too late, to go out and get when I thought of it, or at least I myself did not feel like going to the store at that time. But I am ready for tonight, so I will find every hornworm that is on my plants tonight and every night, because it's not much to look over. It's just 3 beds. I have another bed that I'm preparing that I will be planting in a short while. Right after I finish this video, I'll be setting up that bed. So it's not really much for me. It's not a whole field of tomatoes. It's enough that I can manage. A few weeks ago, we got some hornworm damages on these peppers. Main reason for me to armor myself with that light. So I'll be dealing with those tonight once the sun goes down. All right, so again, we are going to end right there in this video right there. It becomes too long, because the main message that I wanted to convey in this video was to let you know that you don't need to be discouraged if you feel as if you're having a lot of damages in your garden and it is day after day, night after night, and you may be looking at other gardens on YouTube and wondering how is it you're the only person who is having damages. Everyone else vegetation looks lush and green and no damages. How is it you're the only one? I'm here to let you know that you are not the only one. So don't be discouraged. We are all in it together and we are doing whatever we can in our own neck of the wood to minimize the damage as much as we can so that we can get our harvest and we can have a good produce after we've put in labor. All right, so thank you so much and see you on another episode of Vintage to Sowing Time. I am Petron. Your threshing shall reach unto your vintage and your vintage onto your sowing time. Bye for now and God bless.